to be here.
All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about plans. So what verse do you have for us?
All right, we're looking at Proverbs 21:5. Proverbs 21:5. The plans of the diligent lead to profit, as surely as haste leads to poverty. And what Proverbs does a lot of times, it contrasts the main idea. There's this diligent, and maybe even the translation could be worked a little bit different. Don't get too hung up in Proverbs because there's so many different words that are used as comparison that everybody debates how to, which word to put in there. But it's those who listen to God and act upon God's word that are the center of this idea. And then there's those who are the fool, typical in Proverbs, who just don't and won't listen to God's message. And that's important to understand going through Proverbs. And the contrast is so different here.
A lot of people set goals, and I'm all for goals. I set goals, but I think one of the mistakes people make when they do set a goal is they don't have a plan. Because, and I've always said, look, your goal is just a dream if you don't have a plan and a timeline. If you don't have a timeline, it's still a dream. So you have to have you want to have detailed plans and objectives and tasks that you have to accomplish to get to that reached goal. And if you don't, you're just going to be thinking about a dream all the time because you're not putting the plan into action.
So true. And all of that needs to be bathed in godly prayer, because it's kind of, you can climb a ladder, but if it's leaning against the wrong building, you're not going to go to the right place. And that's where planning just fits in so intricately, that we have to make sure that God's word has led us and God's wisdom has led us. And I see a lot of people come to the end of their life and their ladder was on the wrong building. They climbed up the ladder, but it didn't really lead to any place. And that planning is so pivotal that, we got to do it right.
For sure. I've made plans and done things and opened businesses, and the plan was detailed and it failed. And it was bathed in prayer and it still failed. That club in Las Vegas, that was detailed. I'm still shocked that failed. But something was off, or, God didn't want it, even though I felt that we went through the right process. So ultimately everything is in God's hands, and you want to have your ladder up against the right wall so that you're climbing up to the right spot for sure.
And just because you fail, there's so many things that you bathe in, that you should bathe in prayer, and you do fail, and that shouldn't cross our efforts to plan through prayer off the list. In fact, we should learn to pray harder and more seriously, and see where maybe one aspect of our planning was misplaced. For me as a pastor, just so easy to see people that up the wrong ladder is so common and so easy for me to see. But in my personal life, sometimes I don't, I've got a goal and it might not be the best thing that God has for me. So we have to sort through that a lot and learn from that with humility.
Yeah, for sure. So if you guys want to know more about me, you can go to stevemain.com. How do they get a hold of you or find you out there, Victor?
AskOurPastor.com. AskOurPastor And that's a good way. And I also could just add Gmail to the end of that, and that can contact me too. Uh, I've been getting emails from various people, so keep them coming.
All right. Thanks for being with us, Pastor.
All righty, thank you.